people just think I'm an asshole. Basically, as soon as I arrived, I knew I wasn't gonna like it. But even that was always what people were saying, you know, like when I was in Love Island, like, fucking, this guy's gonna cheat on you, he's gonna ruin your life.
He didn't rise quickly, he didn't get lucky. For almost 10 years, life was nothing but failure after failure. Ideas collapsing, plans falling apart, and his identity slowly disappearing. But instead of giving up, he did something different. He walked away from his comfort, from his routine, and from everything so familiar. So he made a big choice, and to move to Milan, placing himself inside a content house with some of Italy's biggest creators. But not just as another face in the room, as a talent manager. But yet, even that wasn't enough. He chose to walk into Love Island, exposing himself publicly and choosing vulnerability over hiding. But from that moment, everything shifted. He walked into a completely new world, a path no one expected. Today, he isn't dominating it, not yet, but he's adapting faster than anyone around him ever did. This isn't a story about success, it's a story about reinvention. This is the story of Edward Tortell. What's one assumption that you believe is far from the truth? Ed, before I got you here today, I did some research about you and I got some good feedback and some bad feedback. I obviously understand from where people are coming because Love Island portrayed you
In a certain way.
as the evil person.
Yeah.
But there are many misconceptions, I believe. When I met you for the first time, I said, I don't think he's as bad as people said.
As bad.
as
bad.
As bad.
Important. As bad.
As bad. But we're gonna see it today.
Mhm.
How do you deal with the misconception about around Edward Tortell?
That's a big one to start with, madam.
Straight in.
So, I don't think that these kinds of ideas about me started just through Love Island, to be honest with you. I've always had this kind of perception. I don't know if it's actually, let me start in a different way. It's my close friends who actually know me, they say I'm like intimidating in a way. So,
Okay.
I feel that when people come across me the first time people meet me, you know, this kind of energy that people don't like maybe, but it's not coming from a bad place, if that makes sense. For example, I have one of my closest friends now, who I'm very, very good with. The first time that he had met me, he had told me, like, listen, bro, I fucking hated your guts. I didn't even just didn't like me, you know. He doesn't know me, he never spoke to me ever.
So you believe that the energy you provide?
Man, no, but he's only seen me on Love Island, for example, only through the television, you know.
All right.
And this guy just fucking didn't like me, you know, from what he saw on a reality TV show. Then he met me and I was like, listen, you're one of the best people I've ever met, you know, because what is portrayed online is not what is in real life, you know. But apart from that, you know, it's just kind of energy that is carried. I'm not too open to people because I try to be very select with who I kind of let in. So, okay, we met and I knew we were going to talk about
what we're going to talk about exactly.
Yes, you know, I knew we were going to talk about deep shit. So I kind of let you in my lowell. But I mean, it's part of it, you know. When you're a certain person, like, people are just not gonna like you. If you're liked by everyone, bro, you're doing something wrong.
You're doing something wrong. Exactly.
You're doing something wrong. If no one fucking hates you, you're doing something wrong because you're not gonna be able to please everyone. So, I mean, people can have that misconception, and it doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm not gonna lie.
We're going to how you went into Love Island and how your life changed later on, because I believe that it's a super important story for people to understand. And I relate myself to you a lot. I'm still young, but the story.
You're calling me old.
Huh?
You're calling me old. So.
I'm
getting there. I'm getting Unk status.
Unk stage. You were being misunderstood.
Okay, yeah.
Is it what?
I mean, it depends what. So I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong, Tajir, but like misunderstood in a certain way. Like through Love Island, yes, I was misunderstood because the whole point of a program like this is to get views, you know. And if you're kind of portraying someone in a certain way, you're going to get views.
What do you mean by that? Why are you laughing? You need to open up on something.
Because when I went into Love Island, first of all, did Ben Camille come on this as well?
Yes.
So top, amazing guy. The whole company is amazing. Ben, Chris, Lara, Tina, they're all super, super good at what they do. And I knew what I was getting myself into because, we're going to get to it later, I was working in media before. So I know what sells, you know. And when something is straightforward, it doesn't sell. You need to build a story. So if you're going to portray someone in a certain way, it's going to And it's not like it was a lie about what happened, you know, it was just portrayed in a certain way. And I knew what was going to go down. I just didn't know it was going to go down with me, but I knew that was a risk of happening, you know, because that's how media works. You need to sell on views. That's how the whole industry in general works. But the actual thing of what happens inside is not the truth that you see on screen. So it's very well known, you know, like you can't get 24 hours, bro, of a day into 1 hour segment.
You said that, let's say, any reality show around the world focuses on stories. And I believe that that's how life works.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea around storytelling fixed your character.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but in a way as well, that it changed the idea of whether Tortell is. That could be a bit of a problem.
We're talking about Love Island, or we're talking about in general?
In general, so you came out of Love Island, but you still Edward.
Yeah, for sure. I was always the same person, bro. It really doesn't change. Doesn't change who you are. Love Island, like I always said, was an opportunity for me to, one, reach more people.
But people assume.
Yes, that's the good word. Remove Love Island from the equation entirely. Because you talk about being misunderstood. It has nothing to do with Love Island. In life, you're going to get fucking misunderstood. If you're doing something good, you're going to be misunderstood because you need to be very selective of, one, your time and the people that you're surrounding yourself with. So you're going to be misunderstood. And if you're not being misunderstood by a certain group of people, you know, and they're fucking sheep, man, you know, they're sheep. You can't do what you want to do in life without being misunderstood or not liked by people, bro. It's very, very simple. And you need to be selective with who you are comfortable not being understood by. That's the best way you can put it.
Yeah, I'm really curious about... I want to ask you this question because I believe that people would like to know this. What's one assumption that you believe is far from the truth?
That people have of me?
Yeah.
That I'm just an asshole, bro. People just think I'm an asshole. Like, I don't understand why. Like, I really don't understand why. I really don't understand. Like, they just automatically think, listen, if there's a situation, for example, this is a true story, it happened actually last week. I met a friend of mine who I was close to before Love Island, and we just lost touch kind of thing. She had met my ex at like some kind of photo shoot or something, and without even asking kind of things, like, what did you do? Shamilt. To me, like, it's like insinuating it was like I did something wrong, you know? Just out of nothing. And there's a long story, it's private, like I don't want to go into it, but there's so much shit that no one knows and no one will know because it's my private thing kind of thing. But just that automatic assumption that I am the one.
It's you.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the asshole, so I did something, or I cheated, or it never happened, and it never will happen, by the way. But even that was always what people were saying, you know, like when I was in Love Island, like, fucking, this guy's going to cheat on you, he's going to ruin your life. Couldn't be further from the truth kind of thing. But that's it. Like, I thought automatically people think that I'm the asshole, you know, maybe it's because of the tattoos or the gym or, I don't know, just like, this guy looks like an asshole, man. I don't like him, but I'm not an asshole.
When you were young, let's go back to young Edward.
Okay.
So everything starts from the ground up and then goes on to where you are currently.
Yeah.
What was your focus for life back then? So let's say teenage Edward.
So when I was a teenager, I was really fat. I was borderline obese kind of thing. And I was like, I think I weighed 96 kilos. I think I was 15.
What age?
15.
Shit.
16, something like that. And in fact, like, there was always a joke at school, like I was always playing football with my blazer on because I was so uncomfortable being like the slightest, like, what's the word? Showing my body in any way kind of thing. I used to fucking play football with we can't say fuck, right?
Of course.
Okay. I used to play football with my blazer, and it was like an ongoing joke at school. I got quite bullied at school as well because of how I looked. Because I used to shave my head. My ears used to come out, and everyone used to call me a monkey kind of thing. So this kind of shit, you know. So I wasn't until I was, I would say, 18. I really didn't care about like my future. I didn't think about being successful, about business, anything of the sort.
You had no goals.
Nothing. I was just trying to survive every day, bro. That's how my teen years were. I was very unhappy with how I looked. It was a very different period. I would never have thought I'm going to end up like this. It's really how I am now. And there's a long way to go, Taj, here. But if you had told me 10 years ago how I was 19, now I'm 29. When I was 19, I was starting to realize, like, listen, I don't want a normal kind of life. I was working at the bank. I was making €1,000 a month.
The random teenage life. You can't say the usual.
Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to start earlier, and I feel I've started very late. Hardly I had this period of 10 years where I was trying, but I could have definitely done more. But
Is this one of your regrets?
It's a good question. I don't know if it counts as regrets, bro, because you have these experiences and you learn from them, but you also have to just enjoy life at certain points, So would I have rather been doing what I'm doing now at 19, like what you're doing kind of thing, So first thing I told you, like, it's fucking impressive, that you're so focused and aware. More than focused, you're aware of time and aware of that you have a limited amount of time that you have to succeed or to reach your goals.
Yeah.
I was nowhere near this. I was nowhere near a lot of people I know nowadays. 'Cause I have a lot of people now who are younger than me who ask me kind of thing like, listen, what do you do? This, that. And they're making moves of their own. And they're doing it at a much younger age than I was, Because at 19, like I said, I remember very clearly. If I'm going off track, tell me.
No, don't worry. It's a conversation.
I remember very clearly. I would be making, like I said, €1,000 at the bank at HSBC. And I still have a very good relationship with these people. It's really nice. But I was making €1,000 at the bank. I was a cashier at HSBC in Sliema High Street. And every weekend, bro, I'd go to Footloose, spend all my salary on bottles for everyone kind of thing, and just have nothing. Like just such
What age was this?
This was 19. This was 19, bro.
So
19. I was making €1,000 a month.
But do you think you were hiding your insecurities by
Yes,
these?
bro. I used to enjoy like people thinking I'm the shit, because I have a bottle of Sky fucking vodka, on a table in Footloose. It's crazy to think about it now. Like now, I have no problem going out and doing certain things and offering everyone close to me to join in, But this happened very recently that I started to be able to do this. Back then, I was literally every single cent I have. I was putting it on the most useless shit, Even like, this is a bit less pointless, But now we're going into money. I don't know if you want me to stop.
Continue.
But even like when I had a girl and I was like, I really loved her kind of thing, I would spend everything I had on her, kind of thing. And I would never let her know that I was like on the brink of, listen, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the gym tomorrow, kind of thing. But that comes with lessons as well. And do I regret it? No, I wouldn't, because it kind of makes you realize what you should not be doing, if that makes sense.
But was there anyone that you could back on to ask for help? With regards to financial,
my dad and my mom always had my back, bro. They always had my back. My dad has invested a lot in my stupid ideas, I think. Over the past 10 years, my dad has been the one to. My mom was always like the emotional, moral support kind of person through the heartbreak years, I call them. But my dad financially always supported what I wanted to do. He always backed my stupid ideas kind of thing.
But to make it clear,
Yeah.
because you know how people are, because his father, so he made him
Yeah.
make it clear that it's all you.
No, it is. Now it's me, bro, but like I would be lying. I don't take credit for everything, Like my upbringing, it made me who I am today. So going to St. Martin's, for example, like a private school, I had very good teachers, very good circle of people around me who helped me become who I am. And my dad is a very good, very, very big reason, because so now I'm in taxis. I don't know if you want me to speak about that now.
We'll talk about it later, but yeah.
Because my dad gave me the first
Go ahead.
small amount of money to invest in that. And he'd given me money to invest in other projects as well that all fucking failed, I lost a lot of money from my dad. A lot. We're talking about a lot, not millions, we're not talking about something like that, but,
It's money.
yes, it's money, and it's money that he worked for,
Exactly.
and he risked it for me because I wasn't able to do it on my own, but like, now I've repaid him 10 times over, kind of thing. So
For sure. We'll go into that later. Because I bet that will guide it along the conversation. But there's a question I like to ask most of my guests, because at a young age, you're lost, you're teenage years, you have bad influence.
Yeah.
And it depends, obviously, what you want to achieve in life. If you had no goals, you're going to be driven away by the bad influence.
Yeah.
But what were you chasing? Was it love? Was it approval? Purpose?
When are we talking?
Teens.
So we're talking like what? 15 to 18. You can.
Let's say, okay, we'll skip that part.
Yeah,
So we'll talk about
19. I mean, I started thinking about, listen, I can't do this at around 19. When I had that was my first full-time job where I was working for someone. I was basically trading my time for someone else's money. That's how I was seeing it. And I did a year at the bank. I really couldn't do it. It was so against what I wanted to achieve, kind of thing, what I wanted to do in life. Like, I just couldn't do it. And
So back then you knew. So
back then I knew.
you had a
but
feeling.
I had
but
a
you knew.
feeling, and you can't do fucking anything with feelings, bro. Like, that's why I wasted so much time, because I remember, like, I would wake up and I'd say, and this is when I wasn't even at the bank. Then I went back to uni. I did a course in sports and physical education. I actually left the bank. I got my A-levels in Maltese and English to get into law. I got into law in a summer. I did a week. I left law, joined another course, did 3 years in a course, launched another business while I was in the course. So there's a lot of things changed, a lot of things shifted, man. But without action, you don't fucking get anything. I remember I would wake up and I'd say, man, I need to do something, And I actually remember the thoughts going through my head saying, I know one day it will happen. I know one day, but there's no fucking action, man. So I wasted years, and I'm not joking, years, saying, I know it's going to happen.
But
And
when?
just going back to fucking playing PS5 or something like that, or going back to going out, doing stupid shit.
Were you still a fat kid?
No,
Like that?
back here I wasn't fat. I lost my weight when I was 19, when I had my first girlfriend. I still believe she's the girl who loved me more than any other girl, because I was fat when I met her. I was fat. I wasn't attractive at all. I'm not attractive now, but back then I was tankhara, bro. That's why it's tankhara, man. Sack of shit I was. And this girl, I really liked this girl, and she like really liked me back, and she was much more attractive than I was, kind of thing. So I was like, what the fuck? And I always say it as a joke, kind of thing. I'm sure, I don't know if it's true, but she loved me for who I like. She loved me for me inside, bro, for sure, because there was no money, there was no looks, there was no body, there was nothing, just my character, kind of thing. So that's when I started losing weight, because I wanted to lose the weight for her, and that happened over 6-12 months, kind of thing. And from then I never went to that stage again. But there have been a lot of weight fluctuations, bro. Like, it happens a lot. Usually when I'm with a girl, I end up gaining weight, because I end up complacent, happy, like, fuck it, let's stay in, let's eat Pizza Hut, I don't need to do anything else, just like cuddle up, watch fucking film.
I think you just answered my question. So back then, was she the person you had to make proud?
Yeah,
or was it the parents?
No, it would be my parents still, Tom.
Go
My
for it.
parents. Like, I always wanted to, I've always said, like, my goal is always to retire my mom, buy her a house with a front garden, kind of thing, and working towards that, that's always been my end goal. Back then, again, like, okay, we're talking about my first girlfriend. I was so fucking all over the place. I had no direction in life, like, it wasn't anything like, once again, what you are doing now. So fucking kudos to you, because you have a very clear path. I did not have that at all until I'm like even 24, 25. That's when I started to, okay, I'm running out of time. That's when I started realizing, listen, you're running out of time.
What was that day like?
There were a few of them, honestly, a few times where I said, listen, what the fuck are you doing?
But was there an action?
I would say the first time I actually started saying, okay, fuck, I'm seeing money was when I was in uni. I was doing my BSc in sports and physical education. Lovely course, like lovely people, lovely lecturers as well. And I was running an employment agency. This is such a long time ago. I had an employment agency, and basically we were subcontracting workers to work with companies. So, for example, I would hire chef, waiter, cleaner, and I would subcontract them to your company for an hourly rate, and we'd make that cut in between. And I remember it grew very, very fast. I actually got fucked over by my business partner. It happened a few times, this actually. I got fucked over by business partners. I got fucked over by my business partner. I continued working myself. This guy took all the salaries of the workers, and I took them on myself. And at this point I was in uni, and I would be in the course, bro, just really in fucking trackies. And I'd be taking calls, like, I was like, listen, I have to go out. And actually, like, my lecturers were extremely understanding, and they allowed me a lot of time to actually work on my business whilst doing the course. And I got the course, I got the diploma. But at a point, I think we were doing 5 figures at this point, a month, 5 figures a month in turnover.
You had an idea?
Sorry?
You had an idea regarding number? A number?
It was like, this is back then, so we were doing like 20,000 a month.
Okay.
five figures. Yes, five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures.
With your partner?
No, this is alone. The guy, he left the country with a lot of money, and all these people came onto me. They said, "Listen, we don't have our salaries. We didn't get paid because I wasn't handling any of the finances."
Shit.
And it was a big what the fuck moment actually. And in fact, like some of these guys still, I know where they work, and I still check on them from time to time. But
So it's still running or no?
No. This I'm gonna get to it actually. So this was kind of the first time I started seeing numbers, seeing checks. So I remember the first time I saw a check to Edward Tortell, it was like 6,000 euros, something like that. And I was like, that's fucking really cool. And I remember the company was called Source, the business was called Source Plus. And it was like Edward Tortell / Source Plus, 6,000 euros, something like that. And I was like, it's cool. And like I said, I was in uni while doing this. It was very, very hectic because you're basically managing people's times. You have to send people there, make sure clients are happy. And I'll never forget, we had a live-in of university, and this was like a retreat kind of thing where we all go, a group of people, and
to a villa or something.
It was but with uni, with our lectures, so it's like a team building thing. So
yeah.
Playing sports and all this kind of shit. And I was with my long-time girlfriend back then, a very good girl, incredible girl. And I'll never forget, I wasn't sleeping much because I was very, very stressed because it was growing very fast. And I had something in the back of my head. I was like, this isn't ethical. It wasn't ethical. I felt...
So you're making money?
Yeah, no, because I was making money kind of off other people kind of thing. So I was...
Middleman?
Yeah. And I don't know, I had this fucking breakdown kind of thing. And overnight, I remember I called my head lecturer, the dean of my faculty. And I asked him for advice because he was really, really understanding. I was like, listen, I didn't want to go to this live-in, I remember.
Because you were so...
Yes, because I was really stressed and I was worried I'm going to lose everything kind of thing. And he told me, listen, you do what you do, but if you don't come to this live-in, you're not going to be able to pass the whole year kind of thing. So I wouldn't have got my diploma. And I had to make a decision there and then. I was like, listen, and this is after a lot of no sleep, bro. I was kind of psychotic a bit. And I made a decision overnight. Like I said, listen, I'm going to stop everything. I'm going to make sure my employees are handed over to someone else. I'm going to go to this, I'm going to get my course. I'm going to take my life in a different direction through education. It's like, we're talking about PE teacher, this kind of shit. God, it didn't fucking happen anywhere that way. But it was kind of, the way I saw it back then was like the wholesome, peaceful path, being a good person, or the money, business, psycho route kind of thing. And I remember clearly, I asked him, I asked my dad, I asked my girlfriend as well, and I decided to take this wholesome, peaceful, zen route. Kind of went to this live-in. I was super peaceful, at peace with life, these good people. Because they're all good people, bro. They're all good people. I'm a good person, but...
It depends in which way.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to hold your ground.
And they were, these were all very good people, and it's like a very nice feeling. But then again, you need to choose what you want in life, and it didn't satiate the hunger kind of thing,
I think you're gonna prove me right when I ask you this.
What?
Was I right when I said constant failure after failure?
Yeah, bro.
Before?
That's how you have to. Yeah, yes. And each time, Nastya, you fucking fail, but makes you even hungrier, that kind of thing.
How long did it go for? Did it go for?
I would say honestly, from when I was 19 until I'm 29 now. Last year. So I had periods of success. Yeah, a decade. 10 years.
Shit.
10 years, a decade. Actually, a decade.
You're
I'm old, bro. I'm old. No, but listen, it wasn't. I don't. Okay, it will sound not nice to brand as 10 years of failure, but essentially it was because even though I had periods of success in there, so I did this agency, I did e-com, I had a few other projects that they had these periods of success where we're seeing these kinds of five-figure months kind of thing, which in my head back then was like, fucking what the fuck? Because I remember, once again, going back to when I was working full-time, and I had 2 other full-time roles, but we'll speak about them later, about the mentors and this kind of shit. But I remember saying, listen, all I want to do is make €1,000, my salary from my own hustle. You know, then you hit 1,000, you're like, oh, yeah, fuck, 1,000. Then you say, okay, 2,000, then 5,000, then 10,000. And you're like, oh, this can't go wrong, you know?
Can I stop you there?
Sure.
You're mentioning, okay, from 1 to 2. From
Yeah.
2 to 5, was it?
2 to 5.
I'm noticing one thing where it happens to me as well. You're never happy.
Yeah, never, bro. You someone like me is never going to be happy. You know, with business, I honestly think that I will never be satisfied. Okay, different word, not happy, satisfied. Because I have been happy in my life. For sure I have been happy but never in the business sense. Never in my work, never in my business. I've been happy with my personal life when I have a loving partner, you know, when I see a future with someone, very much like into the family kind of thing. I want to have a family. I want to build my own family. My personal life separate to the business. That is where the happiness comes from. The happiness does not come from the business side. I would never say that I have been happy, and I don't think I will ever be happy or satisfied. And I think that is why I've seen this.
I think it's more than satisfied because happy is an emotion.
Yeah.
And it's
Happy,
it fades by time.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. Like the satisfaction will never be there numerically. I will never have a number. I think that puts me at that satisfaction.
We have a goal. But then the goal fades again when you achieve
yes, you know, like last month was
shit.
Yeah. So that's great. But
again, back to square one.
What the fuck? It lasted for a day. It lasted for a day. I told my dad, I told my mom. I didn't tell anyone. I have no one else to tell. So I basically told my dad and my mom. And they were like, what? They were also like, what the fuck? But then it totally faded. It totally subsidized, and it just built for the next month. And
how was the month after?
Month after was more. And this is actually, sadly, this is the first month that we're going to go down over the past year.
But isn't it normal?
Yes, November.
It's
I think
bad month. Now next year. Oh, next month.
December should be good. But next summer will be insane.
By the way, it's a cab business.
Yeah.
I have to say that because like, what the hell is
this
guy doing with his
drug dealer? Cab.
But we'll go into that, yeah.
I would say ride hailing. That's the best way to put it. Ride hailing. Ride hailing. It's not cabs. It's
Why?
Ride hailing. Because first of all, we work with third-party apps.
Okay.
And second of all, I'm also going to be going into food delivery, this kind of shit. So
that's coming later, no?
Yes, that's coming later. I'm currently. I would say ride hailing though, not cabs, because cabs are like you call a fucking taxi and it comes for you. It's ride hailing.
Okay, interesting. New lesson for today. Checked. But to close off the next chapter, I think it's a question that I wrote down on purpose to ask you during this time.
Mm-hmm.
A decade of failure.
Oh, that sounds
nuts. That
intense,
sounds,
man.
That sounds
decade of
like.
failure. I'm sorry, Dad.
That sounds crazy. But listen, failure, not success.
Yeah.
What was that one thing, possible one thing, if it was a person, if it was an action, that kept you going during that time?
I would say honestly, like, and it's gonna sound like such a bitch thing, but honestly, I have a habit of falling in love, bro. So I fall in love with girls, kind of. If I fall in love with someone, I fall in love like really, really hard, and it's always kind of a cycle where I fall in love
over and over again.
No, it doesn't happen a lot. It's happened 5-6 times. I've actually been proper. I'm 29 now, so properly in love. And usually the way that the cycle works is that I fall in love. It's great, amazing.
My next wife.
Yeah, for sure. It breaks my heart, and then I make money. Like right after, like then I put everything into business, into work, into gym, because I have a habit of becoming complacent when I'm with someone. But if you're asking me like what kept me going, I always knew, bro. I always knew like that something would hit. I always knew like deep down, but just knowing doesn't do anything for you. You have to do it yourself. There's nothing, I wouldn't say there's anything in particular that keeps you going. You have to keep yourself going in these things. Like you just have to say, fuck it, I'm going to go again. Fuck it, I'm going to go again. Fuck it, I'm going to go again. Because if you just give up, then the decades of failure are going to keep on being decades of failure,
Exactly.
You need to put action.
What is Okay, so take us through a week after heartbreak, of your heartbreak.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
so horrible, man.
Okay, that message comes in.
Lesh message على هاي.
No?
Well, I had a few bad experiences, bro.
What's the story?
I had a few bad ones.
Like, it was the worst one.
So, the worst. There are three different, because there's the one that was the longest one.
How long was it?
2 years.
Okay.
That was the one that hit the most, because that was like my life kind of thing, because I was with her family, you know. It was very, very. There was another one, which I would say probably I loved this girl more than any of the other girls, and I wasn't even in a relationship with her. I loved her like a lot, kind of thing. It was more than the 2-year relationship, more than the year relationship. And then there was this year relationship that ended in the worst fucking way possible, bro. I was in this is a story. The others aren't really stories. They just kind of
Random,
happened,
exactly.
and they fucking hurt. But this one, I was working in Milan. I was with Defhouse, and we were filming. I was with one of the talent in what the fuck's this city called? Bologna.
Okay.
I fucking hate Bologna, bro.
Yes.
I hate Bologna now. I hate it. I hate Bologna. I was filming with Raiuno. I was filming a film with Raiuno. Super cool. Like, what the fuck? Filming a film with Raiuno with one of the talent. We had left from Milan, and we were spending 2-3 days there. And my girlfriend was also abroad. And I know things had been like on the rocks. Like, it was tough. I was living abroad, bro. It's tough. Long distance it sucks. I do not recommend long distance. Don't do it. It sucks, bro. And I was trying to fix things, and I have a habit of, when I try to fix things, I just
Keep throwing shit at it.
more, bro. I give more. Like, now it wasn't money back then, but it was effort, love. Like, and I remember I had booked for her birthday. I had booked like it was like a 1 week all inclusive trip to the Maldives. Buying her flowers, you know, bought her trips to London, all this shit. And basically she couldn't talk to me a lot because she had no reception. I'm not going to put too much details on it. And she's a lovely girl, by the way. I'm still very good friends with her. I'm not going to mention who, but lovely girl, still friends with her. And she called me like, I've been waiting for a while, kind of thing. And she ended it with me, like, on the phone. And I was in the rain, bro. Outside this fucking studio of Raiuno, in the rain, watching my guy fucking getting in a car, you know, filming cameras everywhere, action. And I was telling her, listen, I booked this, we have a flight going this, that. Like, I was super excited. Like, it's like, listen, I can't do this anymore. And my phone dies.
No
it dies, I'm not joking.
shit.
My phone dies, and I start crashing out. And I run. Have you ever seen the meme of that guy now? It came out. I think it was in like Love Island or something, and he's like running along the beach in the rain.
Yeah, I saw it.
And it was like that, bro. I ran to my hotel. I'm like, no! I ran to my hotel, crying, man. It was, whatever. She fucking broke up with me. But that was super. Yeah. And then I went back to Milan, bro, and I had another fucking week there abroad. Couldn't kind of meet her, speak to her, tackle it. But she was done, like, kind of thing. And I
met her after when you came
Yes.
back?
I had to beg Tajvir to meet.
Yes?
Yes, I had to beg to meet.
And then?
Nothing, she fucking ended it too. But at least I got a face to face. But that sucked. That was really bad. And from then on, like, my Milan kind of adventure went quite down.
So would you go back to Bologna?
No, fuck Bologna. I hate Bologna. Like, I'm an Arsenal fan, bro, and I hate that Calafiore was from Bologna. Like, no, was he Bologna? Yes, he was.
Bologna,
Fuck,
Bologna.
I hate Bologna, man.
Bologna. So do you believe that these experiences shaped you as a person?
For sure. Like I said, you know, I have a habit of falling in love. I love very deeply, like, when I find a girl, and I think she's a good girl. I'm very much into the whole family kind of values and all these things.
Would you believe she hit all the...
And once again, I had a few, well, I would say 2 girls who I think really hit those boxes, and they had really hurt.
And do you regret most of them?
I don't regret any of them.
As in, let me rephrase that.
Well, I regret one of them.
Truth is coming out.
Nah, I regret fucking one of them. One of them I regret.
Apart from that, do you regret not keeping it longer? That's what I'm...
Keeping what longer, sorry?
The relationship. Till now.
You can't keep someone who doesn't want to be there, bro. You can't keep.
So they always ended it with you?
I never broke up with a girl, bro. I never broke up with a girl.
Shit.
Never. I always keep on trying, man. I'm so bad. I can't. I can't let go. It's bad. And I've learned, actually, like the last proper thing I had, kind of, yeah, I ended it. But it's like, fuck.
Okay.
That's another story. But no, I always used to try and give. Where, like, when someone pulls back, I give more. And it's like it's normal human psychology. Now I study a lot about these things, and I research and I understand more about it. But
why are you studying more?
because I need to you need to it's all part of the thing, you know, of not success. I don't call what I am now success. I'm not success. Like, I'm doing well, but I have a lot more to do, and a lot more to give, and a lot more to achieve. But it's all about understanding yourself and your character. So I realized that, listen, I get attached, and I hate when people abandon me, kind of thing. So when people start to pull back, I used to push more to try and pull them back to me, and that always used to push them further away, you know. So in life, just like in general, now, if someone wants to be in your life, they'll be in your life. If not, you know, fuck off. You know,
but this ever happened when you were younger that caused trauma?
I wouldn't even say when I was young. When I was younger, yes, because I'm old now, but not when I was like teen, nothing like that. This is from 25 to 24 to 20, 29 kind of thing. All my relationships, you know, I wanted to keep it, but the other person didn't want to, you know, and I should have, like, looking back, but you can't change the past, you know, and you understand this, and this was a mistake, you know, and you learn from it. Hell, I learned from it after 4 times, but,
exactly.
You know, when someone makes it clear, listen, I don't want to be in your life anymore, just walk away, man, no worries.
Now?
Thank you very much.
Now?
Yes, now, that's what I do, you know, thank you very much, that's fine, and you walk the other way, no worries. You know, you need to look at it as cringe as it sounds. You know, you have to look at it, it's their loss, you know, because you know the person you are. Well, I know the person I am.
Which you found along the way of...
Along the way.
Yeah.
And I know that I know that being in their life would make their life better, you know. I know, or I hope that is the case. But if they don't believe that, bro, you know, that's fine. I would never want to be with you if you don't think that I'm going to benefit you, you know. If I'm going to make your life worse, why the fuck am I here anyway?
Exactly. You're mentioning Milan, and I think it's a very close city to your heart.
Yeah.
Take us back to that emotion, through it all.
I was a talent manager in Milan for a very large content house. It was the main content house in Europe back then. Like
in Europe?
Milan. It was like the creative hub of European creators. So, long story short, it was a duplex penthouse in the middle of Milan, all designed for content. So it's like... all very colorful, very well designed. It was called Defhouse. It's a massively successful project.
It's still going on?
It is, but it's not as an actual house. It's just a studio now. Much bigger, but no, I'll get to it. And basically, I was a talent manager for these creators. You know, people who have 10 million on TikTok.
How did you go through it? How did you manage to get there?
Do you remember Clubhouse Europe? Are you too young for this?
No, I remember something.
So basically, it was a Maltese content house. Back then, there was the hype house. It was the peak of social media was content houses, influencer content houses, where basically the business model worked in a way where you create a house that is where content creators live, famous content creators. They pool their audiences together, and the managers sell to brands this kind of concept. So, for example, let's say I had a content house with 8 creators. Together they had 80 million followers. I would approach you, Louis Vuitton, say, listen, we have a project with 80 million followers. Do you want, we sell you a package of 2 reels, 1 post, whatever, across all the creators. I charge you €100,000, and I would pay them €50,000, you know, and you take the cut in between. You pay the house.
Which worked in Malta?
Sorry?
Did it work in Malta?
No, Malta social media, bro. It's.
So it didn't work?
No, it didn't work. It closed, I think, after like a year. But it was a good project, good idea. Then in practice it wasn't, but...
Who was it of here?
Zach Rekfenek and Luke Bedford.
Okay.
I'm very good friends with Luke. I respect him a lot. I respect Zach as well, but I'm not in touch with him. He did very well, Zach. He went to LA. But anyway, and basically there was a guy in the house. They had closed some kind of collaboration. His name was Ludovico. I'm very good friends with him to this day. And he had a contact in Milan for this Defhouse. This guy named Giuseppe Greco is one of the pioneers of YouTube monetization in Italy. He was the founder of one of the largest YouTube groups called Mates in Italy. Anyone Italian knows him. We don't really know these people because it's kind of an Italian audience. And basically they were having a call. I was in the house coincidentally at the time because I had spent a while in the house, like just fucking around, doing nothing really again. And there was a call and I was in the room while they're having this call. And I remember I told Zach, like, listen, if you want, I'll come. I'll come to help, kind of thing. I'll pay my flights, I'll pay my hotel. I'll come. I said yes, and I went up. This was meant to be a three-day thing. It was basically an exchange where we took up creators from Malta to Defhouse.
I remember this, yeah.
Where they were creating content with the guys.
Okay, I remember this.
So we went there, and it was fucking intense. I had never seen anything like it. The house was unbelievable. It was the penthouse private elevator. All the rooms were designed to look flashy for camera, for content. So even the bedrooms were like blue room, red room, yellow room, green room, orange room. There was production room. There's like a hallway with luminescent graffiti. It was really, really impressive. And I met Giuseppe, one of the most impressive people I've met in my life as well.
The guy you mentioned of... Okay.
Like a visionary, bro. Like one of those people. I've met 3 of these people in my life. Just visionary, like miles ahead. He saw everything before it happened, kind of thing. Extremely, extremely, extremely smart guy. And I learned a lot from him because I was like this with him during my stay. But basically we went there for 3 days and we're doing like 14 hours a day, bro, filming in the house. Super long hours. We were leaving at like 4 or 5 a.m. And on the last day, I remember we were lying down on the sofa and Giuseppe asked me, like, listen, what are you doing? Very limited English. I didn't speak Italian back then. I was like, what do you do in Malta next week? I was like, nothing, I had a girlfriend back then. I said, nothing.
Exactly, the one you mentioned.
Yes, this one of Bologna. And he told me, what are you doing? And I said, nothing. Like, you want to stay in Def? And I had like fucking 1 top, 1 trousers, bro. Maybe another change in my backpack. I said, yes, I said immediately, I said yes. I moved into the house. And I was sleeping in the same room as 2 of the guys. And I remember, and one of the guys I'm still very, very close with, Yusuf. I mentioned him to you.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'll never forget this moment. I was lying down in bed, and I'm looking at this like blue room. It's like an amazing room. I'm looking at these 2 guys, like in their boxers, sleeping next to me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? These guys have like 20 million followers online. Like, what the fuck am I doing in a room with them? And now, thinking about it now, it's like, why did I put so much value to a number on a page? But back then, because nowadays it's not part of my business model, I don't really care about followers online. I did before a lot, but I remember thinking like, what the fuck, how am I here? And I basically this 1 week, in the house, working, filming with them, like I was living with them 24/7. After the week finished, like, what are you doing this month? Stayed for a month. And that was like really tough because like my girlfriend thought I was going abroad for 3 days, bro, and ended up there for a month, So with no clothes, I remember I was living out of my luggage. My luggage was on the balcony, and I didn't have a room. I was sleeping on the sofa. This kind of shit was like a very, very weird period, but it was always with this kind of concept, like, listen, you're not even sacrificing, but you're going through something now that might not seem like a good thing now, but it's going to be a good thing in the future. I worked for the first... then I took a full-time role, basically, with this agency.
How much were you earning back then?
Bro, the first 2 months, I didn't earn anything.
2 months?
Nothing. I didn't get paid anything. It was just the experience. I was living in Milan for free, and I was totally happy doing that. Totally happy. Then I think I was getting like €500 for the next 3 months, and then it scaled up to like 1,200 max for the rest. But something cool is that when I got this full-time offer, they were also looking for a videographer. And one of my best friends was Calvin Jurkovic. You know Calvin?
No, I never came across.
Calvin Jurkovic is one of the best videographers in Malta. He's now living in Los Angeles.
Okay.
He's working in LA. And I pitched it to him. I said, listen, you have to fucking come. And he was going to pussy out. And on the last night before the flight, he said, okay, fuck it, I'm going to come. And he came and he worked with me for a year in Milan, in this content house. We were like doing this shit together. It was fucking super cool experience. We were doing content for these influencers with tens of millions of followers for brands like Louis Vuitton, Dolce & Gabbana, Armani, Vodafone, very high level, Swarovski, high level projects, you know, meeting very high level people, doing top worldwide kind of
Content.
ads, you know, like very, very high level, meeting very famous people, you know.
Like?
I don't know, do you know the Elevator Boys?
No.
You're not gonna know these they're TikTok famous people. They're TikTok. I didn't know them, but then I'd meet them and I'm like, oh fuck, I've seen you on these kind of I still see them. Imagine now, like I scroll TikTok and you have these kind of B-roll of like outfits and shit. Jacob, you know, like people I know I've met face to face, slept in the same room with, you know, this kind of shit. You know, the creative directors of Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, Armani, these kinds of people, you know, that I would never be able to be in a room with.
If it wasn't for this.
If it wasn't for this, if I didn't say, listen, fuck it, I'm gonna go live on this fucking sofa for 2 months, you know, and see where it takes me. Like,
We're mentioning a lot of ups in Milan.
yes.
But we're not mentioning the downs.
Uh,
Can you give us a story? I love stories. I want one story
yeah.
of where you said, this ain't for me anymore.
I mean, it ended for me with the Bologna story. That was the no, like I was done. But nothing about the house. You have to sacrifice, bro, in life. There's always give and take. So even though I was having these super crazy experiences, you know, I had no life when I was there. I literally had no life. So my entire being was devoted to this group of talent. We call them talent, influencers, and the staff. You know, we're a staff of around 20 people, and there were eight talent. Like you just don't have a life, bro. So for example, it would be my Sunday. You know, Sunday traditionally is a day off. Nowadays I understand this. You know, I don't have any days off, bro. I'm working like constantly. But back then, you know, I'll never forget. You know, like either it was Saturday night when I received the message, or it was Sunday morning. And my boss, he messaged me, listen, Edward, you go to Barcelona tomorrow with Simone for a fashion show, you know? Like, and I was looking forward, like, tomorrow to, like, just fucking chill a bit, you know, relax. And in a second, just, this goes out the window. And you might think it's, like, something small. Once again, it's super cool, you know? You're flying the next day to Barcelona with an influencer to a fashion show, everything VIP, everything paid for, you know? It's super cool. But at the point, the wow factor kind of dies out, bro.
It fades away.
It fades away. Like even like we were organizing, for example, every summer we had a tour. Incredible experience, you know, we toured around all of Europe. So we had these 2 branded vans with Defhouse all over them. And we drove around all of Italy, meeting fans and all this shit. Because in Italy, they're super famous. In Italy, like we wouldn't be able to go out into the road with them. Super famous in Italy. Because they're very famous on TikTok and YouTube. And Instagram, obviously. So we go around Italy meeting all their fans kind of thing. And then we went up into Switzerland, bro, France. We went to many cities in France, you know, this whole European tour kind of concept of sleeping in the van, going across the road. Super cool experience. But then at the point, all you want to do is go home, bro. All you want to do is go home. Like I've always been this kind of person, you know, like I love these kinds of high energy, high level experiences, but I'm always going to be the person I want to go back home to my loved ones, you know, kind of thing.
And we'll get back to that soon because it happened lately.
What? Which one? What are you talking about? Sorry.
Last week.
Of when I was in Vietnam?
Mm. You can't say.
Wait, what are
You wanted to come back.
Oh, yes,
You
I wanted to come back.
You felt it was too long.
I was done. I was done as well.
We'll get back to that. But the last question about Milan.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you belonged there?
No, so something important to mention as well when I was in Milan. So it went through, because if you realize, like, love is very much in my, I have a fucking tattoo somewhere. Cursed by Cupid.
Okay.
I'm fucking cursed, bro. Because these girls fucking break my heart, bro. So I broke up with this girl when I was in Milan. But then my stint in Milan lasted another year after that. And I started speaking to the next girl, who is the girl I said, like, listen, I feel I love this girl more than I loved any of my other ones. And I was not even in a relationship with her. So I was kind of always saying, listen, I want to go back home. I want to go back home. I want to go back home. But apart from that, of me wanting to go home to check if something would happen with this girl, I was like a slave to the system there. So it was like always about what the talent needed. And I understand that's where the money comes from. You know, they're the ones who are closing 20,000 euro deals, not me. You know, I'm the one directing it, okay? But there was a point, I'll never forget it. And one of the staff, it was like a filming day, and we were going for lunch, and I forgot what happened. I had reached out for a plate or something, and one of the staff had told me, no, talent first. And at that point, I was like, so what the fuck, like,
For food,
yeah,
for
let me
fuck's sake.
eat my fucking food, you know, what difference does it make if I take a plate first, or, you know, and that like, from then on, I was like, man, I don't care anymore. It just like stuck really, really, it had put a bad taste in my mouth. It just put a bad taste in my mouth because it was like, listen, you're a slave. They're what counts, you know what I mean? And from then on, I was just like, that's where the downhill went. And I went home soon after that.
That's really stupid.
I just put a really bad taste in my mouth because I really gave my life for these guys. And still friends with all of them. And when they come to Malta, they always stay at my apartment. But that had like put a bad taste.
Ick.
Yeah, and ick, that's the word.
The ick.
That's the word.
We mentioned a lot of insecurity as well. So Fat Edward, you can say.
Fat Edward.
which is
It's like a Pokemon.
Pokemon card.
Stage.
Which then you get the limited edition Edward now. But to get to the point of this, you mentioned so many things about Love Island and how it shaped you to not even taking off your shirt in front of your girlfriend. Am I right?
No, that was crazy. I remember that. That's a true story. Yeah, I couldn't I just could not take off my t-shirt, take off my top in front of my girlfriend. I was so ashamed.
Was it a particular day?
No,
Or
it was constant, bro. I just couldn't. Like even when we'd sleep, like in summer, I would make sure the light is off and I'd take it off and go into the bed. Like I used to get so anxious. Like I'd get really, really, really nervous, kind of thing. I used to hate it. I used to hate it. And that was the main reason. Like I had been asked to go into Love Island the first year, but I was in Dubai for business. And I said no. And the second year, I approached and I said, listen, if the opportunity is still open, I want to do it, kind of thing. And I was in a really, really shit stage, bro. I was
When you said yes?
Yeah, when I said yes, I was in a fucking terrible state. I was super overweight. I was drinking a lot.
So when did you say yes?
Because I needed something to snap,
say.
bro. Something snapped. Like as soon as I say this, like, listen, you're gonna be fucking topless in front of the whole fucking country, man. You need to get your shit together. And I did. I lost. I think it was 30 kilos in 100 days. I think something like that. And I remember like I still have like some skin issues now, but this is from stress. I also just cut my hair, so it fucking ripped my skin apart. But I remember I was drinking a lot of alcohol, and it used to come out in my skin like these massive blotches. And I was super overweight. I was eating shit. I was drinking a lot of alcohol, and I needed a wake up. I needed a wake up. I was. What was I doing? I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I think it was in the beginning of the taxi business. Yes, it was in the beginning of the taxi business. When I had bought the first vehicles. Like
how many do you have now?
Now 20.
Okay.
Not 20 and 2 vans now. But we're going to be expanding another 16 over the next 3 months.
3 months, 16. So you're doubling almost.
Doubling, yeah.
Quite big, huh?
But aggressive, bro. Aggressive. I'm a very aggressive person. Like when it comes to business, and my dad will tell me like, my dad's very what's the opposite of aggressive kind of thing?
Step back into the bigger
cautious.
picture. Cautious. Yeah.
He's very cautious in business, and I'm very aggressive. So like it's good because it balances out, kind of thing.
Every single Love Island, there's no episode, not one single episode, where there's no fucking hate.
Yeah.
It's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Super ridiculous because I just don't get why people are hated why people hate so much.
If no one is hating on it, if no one...
But from nothing.
Yes, it's from nothing. It's from nothing, bro. If you're going to do what you're going to do, if you're going to do what you want to do, people are going to find something wrong with it. Always.
Were you cautious about getting hated on Love Island? Because obviously
I knew it was
insecure.
I knew it was going to happen, but I had no idea like the scale it was going to be. I had no idea.
How do you take that?
I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was going on. So that was the biggest what the fuck moment was when I realized what was going on, because in the house I was very much loved by everyone inside. I was very close to everyone. I felt I was one of the oldest ones there as well. So I'm always this kind of leader.
You are exactly.
I'm always that kind of personality, that kind of character. I like to lead situations. I like to solve situations. So even when there was kind of drama or arguments in the house, which are kind of childish in my opinion, but I always try to mediate situation and solve with communication, because if everyone's fucking screaming at each other, bro, you're gonna end up nowhere. So I always try to mediate, and I feel like people in the house did respect me and I had a good relationship with most people in the house. So when I went out, like, I was very surprised with and I realized, because you do like the votes, public votes, and like at one point I was like the second most liked, and then basically I got eliminated because of something that wasn't shown on TV, which is fine, because of someone I chose, because I chose to stay with the person I was with,
Which was back then?
Key.
Okay.
But then I got eliminated, and I went back in. And I went back in to find that two of these girls that I had a history with were being brought into the house, kind of thing. And it's kind of a long story I don't want to get involved in, but these two contestants, kind of thing, they lied about my past with them. There's a saying, like, I think it's hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn, or something like that. You know that saying?
Super hard for me.
You know that saying?
No.
No. It means, like, basically when you kind of hurt a woman or hurt a lady, kind of thing, they'll make you know that you fucking hurt them, kind of thing, bro. So basically half truths were said, lies were said to put out a different perception of me. Simply put, because I was still in the house, I couldn't defend myself, so I had no idea, one, what was being said, and two, I couldn't defend myself. So if someone is saying something about you, which is a bit of a flaw, to be honest, in the Love Island kind of thing, but abroad it doesn't really happen because it's such a big audience, it doesn't hurt. But if I go out of Love Island Malta and start chatting shit about someone who's inside, it's going to flip the public's perception of you, regardless if it's, I'll say, I don't want to say something bad, but like, you say something that will affect the public's perception of you, it's going to fucking affect them, because you're inside and you can't kind of defend yourself. So if someone says a total lie about you, which is what happened to me, you won't, not only will you not know, you won't be able to fucking defend yourself.
Not really curious, man, and it's been here for the entire episode since we mentioned
What?
it. No, now it's not about you, it's about Love Island in general, which I forgot to ask Ben in my last episode.
Mm-hmm.
They show, is it every single day? Episodes, how does it work? I forgot.
That's a good question.
Let's say every single day, except Sunday.
Yeah, except Sunday, I think.
Possibly?
They show to the public.
Exactly.
We also have one film. We have one day where we don't film.
Okay.
So that's why it's so that they catch up Milan on the editing. So they catch up on the editing to make sure they put out the full program.
It's a filming day,
Mm-hmm.
and they only post 1 hour of it.
Yeah.
But there's a whole 24 hours in the
Yeah.
day. What goes on to the day?
Let's
say with challenges, with everything.
No, so how a day in Love Island is, you mean?
Oh.
A day in Love Island. So I always used to, this is a funny story. I don't know if I've ever said this, but I always used to wake up before the sun was even up, kind of thing. Everyone loved their sleep in this fucking house. Everyone was always knocked out. And I would wake up.
You texted me at 4 this morning.
Yeah, I texted at 4
What
a.m.
the fuck
yeah.
is this guy doing at 4?
Yeah, I'm that kind of person, bro. And back then, it wasn't as bad back then. Now I'm like religiously 4 a.m. I wake up, like 4 a.m. I'm up.
Can't forget that.
But back then, we didn't have clocks there, times, so I couldn't know the time. That's something that not a lot of people know. You don't know the time in Love Island. So I used to calculate the time with the sun. And that used to drive me a bit crazy. And not knowing the time used to bug me. Sorry?
Why?
I don't know. It's part of the rules. Part of the rules. I think it's so that you're properly like no care about anything except what's happening in the house. I understand it, once again, from the media point of view. I understand it. I do understand it. You need to have fucking full focus, and I understand why they do it. But anyway, I would wake up before the sun was up, kind of thing. I would go out and I'd train. And I remember there was one of the production team, because they had night and day. There's production 24/7 in the house. And there was this one guy who was always doing night, and he'd see me kind of thing coming out. What the fuck are you doing, man? I'd be training, And then when the sun would come up, I would be swimming or doing my cardio or something. And they would come and say, listen, the lights are going to go on. So I would go back in the bed, go asleep, the lights would go on, and I'd continue to start my day. Everyone else would be waking up, and I'd have already been up for 3 hours. So that's how my day would start. then I would take like any medication or anything like that you need to take. Then mostly it's kind of like talking about your feelings, bro. Shit, it was tough for me. It was really tough for me. I hate talking about my feelings.
Did you get bored? Fuck it. It sounds
Bro, I
really
trained a lot.
boring,
I trained a lot. You train a lot. You talk a lot. You swim a lot. It's a super fun experience. So, as well, the production team make you feel super at home as much as possible. You know, because you're obviously in a very.
It feels like farmhouse vibe.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. But you have no phone. That is the no phone is like there was, you know, that game where you have no internet and you jump with a dinosaur. That was
Google on Google.
Yes. So we would go on Google and we'd stay playing that for like fucking 2 hours kind of thing, just to pass time. So that's it. You have to pass time at the end of the day. And then the most intense were the recoupling nights, like super intense, bro. Like 3-4 hours filming under the spotlights kind of thing. And you don't know if you're gonna go home. It was intense. But that being said, honestly, the management team and the production team were really, really, really good.
Regarding clothes, they were all yours?
So, no, they gave us some clothes, but all the clothes had to be vetted by them. So they had to confirm that you could wear these clothes because of brands and this kind of shit.
Makes sense.
Totally makes sense.
I believe that your experiences overall in life, the decade of failure, the Milan situation, the breakups, the relationships, Love Island, what we've spoken about already, and your early ambition, I think you went through a lot of mindset changes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So you were verge of obese, that you changed your body and you made a whole transformation about it, that you shared on social media, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
which I remember seeing.
Yeah.
And it got quite a lot of
It was good.
views.
It was good.
That shows that you're doing something good.
Yeah.
You know, good videos get good views.
Yeah.
But
also bad videos get good views, bro.
Mm.
That's why I don't. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's very
it's
important. Like I don't. And it's something for you as well. Don't label yourself by your numbers. Like something I saw a lot in Milan as well. Like with these guys who are massive creators. You know, a video flops, bro. They'd be in such a bad state. That kind of thing. You know, these are people posting their fucking 1 million, 2, 3, 10, 25 million views. One of the guys used to get, I think it was the past 3 months, 2 billion views. You know, this kind of shit. Crazy numbers. And when you start attaching yourself to numbers, to views, it's so discouraging, so disheartening, like, and it makes you feel like shit. Even when I came out of Love Island, bro, I started posting like as an influencer style. You know, I'd get like 50k, 80k, this kind of shit. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Then you post a video, bro, it doesn't get 10k. You feel like shit, man.
You know, actually, I want to hit on this. You know, myself, I was put into a situation where the podcast is hyped, you know, you're getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
But then there's a point where people know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you have to see, okay, now it's time to build on that.
Yeah.
There are podcasts where I got 500 views, and there are podcasts where I got 5k views.
Yeah.
The transition to that, it's like, fuck, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
But if you think about it differently, now this is how I think about mine.
Okay.
We have 500 views.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in a room. Put
Yeah.
500 people in a room.
That's true. It's crazy.
It's bigger than a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put 10k, you fill up a stadium.
Yeah.
Okay. Think
It's
about
good.
like that.
That's true. It's true. It's a good way to look at it. I also think, like, especially in Malta, man, people don't like other people doing well. I swear to God. You want to know the ones that have the content that I've posted that has got the best engagement has always been the ones that I hide the likes kind of thing. I swear to God, because I have something in my head that tells me, like, people see that something is doing well. Like, no, fuck this guy, man. Fuck this guy.
You think it's Maltese? I think it's Maltese.
I think it's more. I am 99.9% sure it's Maltese, because I've seen how other media markets work, bro. I'm so sure it's Maltese. I'm so sure it's because everyone knows everyone. So if they see me, let's say I see someone else doing well and I know him, I don't want to give him that extra. It's a fucking like, you know, and a fucking, you know.
My God, it's just.
That's why people don't like as well. This is a saying that is also really true. How does it go? Your biggest supporters are strangers, bro.
You took it out of my mouth. I promise
Your biggest supporters are strangers. 150%, bro. The people who are, I wouldn't say closest to me, honestly, because the people closest to me, I've been extremely selective over the past year and a half of who I am close to. And I have a very good very small but very good circle of people who I'm close to. But people who know you will be the ones who are fucking roasting you behind your back, kind of thing. I'm so sure of it. Like,
It's true. I was about to ask you this question and you answered it perfectly. I was going to ask you, do you relate to any content you posted and every comment you have, you don't know the person?
Yeah, for sure. No,
Which is a good comment,
bro,
exactly.
my friends don't comment on like when I was doing...
Which I understand because...
when I was doing social media, like, as an influencer, and I hate saying that. Actually, not very many shake, bro. But...
you're pushed to be that.
Yeah. Obviously, you go Love Island, like, that's the but again, it was always with the goal of trying to help people, bro. Always with that goal, you know? And people who would comment, message me, man, are people I don't even know. People I don't even know. When I went out, okay, there was so much fucking hate, but my inbox was flooded with love, bro. Like, a lot of people saying, you changed my life, you did this, I got into the gym because of you, I changed my habits, I'm building my business, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and dozens and dozens. I'm not going to say thousands because they weren't, but as a guy as well, not a girl, bro, because in nowadays in social media and just in society in general, women, bro, are put up here and men are put down here, you know. For a woman, she posts a bikini photo, bro, you have hundreds of guys, and we do it to ourselves, actually, the men do it to themselves. Hundreds of people that just like spewing love, and men just hype women up so much, bro, and it puts our gender down, kind of thing, you know what I mean? Just like, I'm going completely off track, but what I mean is, like, for a guy to receive like all this kind of stuff, I was like, I must be doing something right, you know what I mean? For this kind of shit.
It's true. This is quite a tough question, and I understand that you have to think a bit about it. But looking to the future and looking now, what actually matters to you currently?
My business is everything to me. So my employees,
Let's say
my
one.
business. One thing.
One thing.
Fuck, one thing.
I think I have to answer this for you, man.
What is it?
Health. Is it?
Yeah, I wish it was. It should be. It really should be. It really should be. That's probably the most sensible answer.
I think you took that part by moving for how long?
What?
To Bali?
I did like 6 weeks. But Bali, like, honestly, I don't even count it. Like, bro, I went there. I did 14 hours a day working.
What was the idea around it?
The idea was that I had a crazy summer where I saw the most growth I've ever seen. So record after record after record every month until September. And I said, listen, I need a break. I've earned a break, kind of thing. And I decided to go to Asia because I love Asia. So I'd been to Thailand last year. I did like 6 weeks in Thailand. Amazing experience. And I decided to hop onto this Bali trend, you know, where you go get zen, you know, peace, love, humility, kind of fucking flowers, you know, this kind of bullshit. And basically, as soon as I arrived, I knew I wasn't going to like it. I knew it's in my opinion, a very fake place. A lot of posers, bro. I went to Bamboo. It's like a famous gym, open gym. As soon as I walked in, I was like, fuck, man. I hate this place already. Like, a lot of these CrossFitters jumping everywhere with fucking filming themselves, and like just a lot of a posing happy society. Like, people are doing everything there to pose that they're there, not to live there, to pose that they're there. That's what people go to Bali to do, in my opinion. I went to Vietnam. I loved Vietnam. Vietnam was amazing, super authentic. The people were lovely. The people in Bali were also lovely, but super authentic, down to earth, very ground zero, man.
Does everyone act rich there as well?
Fuck. Everyone's a millionaire, bro, in Bali. Everyone's a millionaire. But then you realize you're paying like fucking €4 for a meal, you know. You're living 5-6 people in a villa, you know, they were sharing everything, you know, kind of shit. I was a bit on the other side. I went there to meet a friend of mine, and she stayed with me for the entirety of Bali. But, you know, I was getting villas like a bit over the top. I had like sauna, ice bath in my villa. And I spent easily 80% of my time in the villas, like just working in the villa with no one, kind of thing, just because there's a 7-hour time
Exactly.
time
Back
difference. No,
back.
No, forward,
You're right.
because at
The US is back.
I was like, so I'd wake up at 7 a.m. and I'd be looking at the times of midnight of Malta, and I would be out, bro. The off times I'd go out to a club, for example, I'd be working, bro. I'd wake up at 7, everyone's asleep. I do till 2, 3 p.m. working on my own shit. Then the messages start coming in. Till midnight. You know, it was really tough.
So you're telling me that you went to Bali, went to Vietnam for 6 weeks,
Yeah.
and you can't tell me what actually matters to you currently. You didn't find what matters?
From being there.
Ah.
No, bro. I can tell you, actually, honestly, like, my work, bro, matters the most. Honestly.
Problem, huh?
I know it's a problem, but what
I
matters
get you,
most
totally.
what matters most is making sure that now I know that now I have an opportunity to make sure that my parents, but unfortunately for a much shorter time because they've lived their lives, but my parents and anyone who comes after me, so my kids, are always going to be sorted, bro. I have a responsibility now. And that's what matters to me the most. That by the time I'm 40, let's say, I know that
10
not
years.
only 10 years, not only my life will be sorted, my kids' lives will be sorted, my kids' kids, you know, that is my responsibility now. That's my goal. I'm no longer looking at just retiring my parents. I need to fucking lock in.
I don't think that it's not a matter what your business. I think it's a priority.
But I don't care about anything else, right now. Because
Well,
listen.
I understand, man. I understand.
Listen, so if you tell me, listen, the love of your life is going to walk into your life tomorrow, and like, because listen, apart from, honestly, enjoying life with people you love whilst doing what you love, what is the point apart from that in life? Is there anything else that I'm missing? Honestly. So I'm able to do what I love. I haven't found the person I love yet, or maybe I have. I just don't know it yet, you know? But that is why when you're asking me what matters, you said, what matters?
What actually matters?
It is my business currently, bro, because it is my entire life. My life is encapsulated around my business right now. It's 24/7 thing. When I go to sleep, I'm thinking about it. When I wake up, I'm thinking about it. I'm dreaming about it, man. You know,
Happens,
so
man.
it sounds crazy, and it should be. The answer should be health. It should be. And it's a problem that it's not, but I think, and this is also something that I've learned from all the other really high level people, much higher level than me. So the mentors that I've met, and I'm not gonna mention who they are, but like people who I'm very close with now, who have helped me so much, and they're much better and much bigger than me, and I'm learning a lot from them every day. That there's always going to be something wrong here, bro. With these kinds of people, you're not gonna be this kind of peaceful, loving person who just enjoys a fucking walk by the sea and is cured of every kind of mental strain you have. These people aren't like that. I'm not like that yet, but I'm going in that direction. I'm going in that direction. If you want to be this kind of high level achiever, you're going to have something wrong here, bro. So that's why when you're telling me it should be my health, it should be, but it's not. So that's why, like, I went to Bali, you know, and
You found your purpose.
I mean, I knew my purpose, but it's just a funny thing because I went to Bali and I did for a holiday, and I did nothing more than work. You know, I did more, but like I did nothing else more than I did work. And the month I was in Bali, we did another record month. So that's the best thing about it all, you know, because it's not for nothing, you know. And I know that my team back home are doing a good job, you know. So it was a test, honestly. I did Bali. I'm lying, actually. I didn't do Bali. Because honestly, I forget, bro, some things. Sometimes so much happens every day. I forget the reasons why I do certain things, which is a fucking problem as well. But I remember I did Bali because I wanted to test something out. I wanted to test if the business would work without me being physically there. That's one. Because long term.
Which it did.
We did a record month. Okay? Granted, it's because we grew, but we did a fucking record month. And I could have never dreamed a year ago that I'd be doing these kinds of months. But that was the reason, because my goal is not only based in Malta. You know, I want to grow out of Malta as well.
Which you are taking action.
Can't really talk about it.
But yes or no answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So like the goal would always be, you know, my end goal in life.
Can I ask you, because I like to ask this, Europe?
What?
You're focusing on Europe growth?
Yes, but also outside.
Okay.
Also outside. I love outside. My honest opinion is that Europe is in a really bad place. I think that unless something is done, bro, it's fucking going downhill.
Regarding?
Politically, immigration-wise, I think that a lot of values have been lost. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I think everyone can understand what I mean.
Yeah.
That being said, you know, my business runs off of this kind of immigration concept, but it needs to be curbed at some point. You know?
Needs to be
Controlled.
Exactly,
bro.
that's
Needs to be
the word,
controlled. But we're going into politics. I'm not really keen on getting
Finish
into
there.
it. Yeah, finish there.
Finish it.
finish
Okay,
there.
let's go into the quick fire questions. How about
Mhm.
that? So I have 5 questions. Let's go to number 1. Funniest story that happened on Love Island. That wasn't aired.
That wasn't aired.
Mm.
Okay, I have a story. Okay. I'm not gonna say who, but I remember I was having a conversation with someone. I found this hilarious. I don't know if other people find it. I found it fucking hilarious. I was having a conversation with one of the guys, who's a close friend of mine now, and we were talking about travel. And I was like, I really want to travel. And I was like, the next place I want to go to is Australia. And he was like, bro, Australia. Like, yeah, bro. He was like, dak il-bot l-Australia. I was like, mela, bro, sija bl-aeroplan, tipo Ruma. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. And I was like, Ostia sija, bro, bis għall-Australia bil-Malta, top, morru ta' waħda. And I'm like, what the fuck are you serious, bro? You fucking idiot, man. And I just...
so you were joking.
I was joking, obviously. I know fucking Australia is fucking on the other side of the planet, but this guy, like, just, like, took it, I go, top, Australia, sija, bis, Ryanair, morru, like...
I have a feeling who this is, but I'm not gonna say names.
Oh, shoot one question. I think I know who you're going to say. Let's say it on 3, but it's not the person. I think I know who you're going to say, but it's not him. 3, 2, 1, Keon. It's not him. It's not him. It's not Keon. But I understand why you would think it's Keon.
Taiba. Alright, number 2. A failure you're secretly grateful for.
Not really it wasn't a failure, because failure is not like something it's not like a test. I feel you don't go to an exam and you fail. Something that happens kind of gradually. And I think, honestly, it would be the first time I started to do this business on my own kind of thing. Went through like a period where did really shitty numbers for a good 6-7 months. And I was like about to throw in the towel, you know, and took it as a like, fuck this, tried again, and we're here now, you know, and if I didn't do that, wouldn't be here now, so I guess I am grateful for that, yeah.
Good one. Number 3. A belief you hold that people think is crazy.
Actually, this is fun, and my friends think I'm crazy for this. I'm not crazy, but like, that I should just... so even after all like the bad experiences like with girls and like the relationships and heartbreak shit, we keep on mentioning this. I must sound like a simp, man, but I always still believe that it shouldn't affect how you love and how you interact and meet people. So a lot of the current trend is like this what is it, like winter arc villain era kind of shit. And I've been through this as well, so I just decided, listen, I'm gonna get a million tattoos on my body, you know, like fucking villain, all this shit. Now, something that I believe in is more, whenever something like that happens to me, like, that's fine, no worries, but I'm not going to let that affect my belief in love kind of thing. So I still believe that my end goal is going to be with my partner, loving wife, loving family, that will be able to, you know, like travel the world, do what we want, give my wife whatever she wants, give my kids whatever they want, live in an amazing house together, enjoy life together. And I believe strongly in that, even though like my past has shown me, listen, forget it kind of thing. That's something like nice for me to think about, actually. I never thought of it like that, actually. I'm a lover boy, bro.
Question 4. Okay. One thing people never expect when they meet you.
Probably that I'm not a dickhead, bro. That's it, honestly. Like, actually, another true story. Like, one last weekend, went out and I invited someone who used to work with me at the bank. Hadn't seen her in a long time, but she was always very nice to me, very kind to me. And I invited her out with us. And we we got picked up. We had drinks at my office, like we're a group of close friends, and I asked some of my drivers to come take us to Valletta to go drink, and I was in the car with one of them, and these guys are all like, "Sir, boss," this kind of shit. It's like a very particular kind of way that they speak to me, kind of thing. It's a lot of respect, and I respect them a lot, and I treat them extremely well, bro. So I would say that these are the people who know me better than anyone else know me, bro. Because that is how I am. I'm extremely respectful, extremely kind, extremely generous, bro, and I respect them a lot. And when we got out of the car, she was like, I'm so shocked with how like kind you are with your people, kind of thing. I'd have never expected to hear some of the things coming out of your mouth, because at the end of the day, yes, I'm like a rough person, kind of thing. I'm very cold, bro, like of the face, but that is the main thing. I'm an extremely warm and kind person once you are with me, kind of thing. If you're against me, I'm not, bro, at all. But that's other people's choice,
Question from our latest guest. It's a question that he left
Okay.
in our journey.
ġeja
like,
xi waħda.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I didn't see it yet. So hopefully it's a good one.
Am I going to read it first, ġifieri, or are you going to read it to
I'm
me?
going to read it for you.
You're going to read it for me.
So I don't see these before the episodes.
Okay.
If you have to start all over again, how would you do it to be faster?
To be faster.
A good question. It's a good question.
Good question. I'm going to be a dickhead and answer it in a cryptic way.
Go for it.
I don't think that I would want to do it faster. Strong belief I have as well, and this is like a really good point, actually. I forgot to mention it. Why would you want to do something faster and easier? Things that have value, bro, they're hard, they're difficult, and they take time. If it was going to be easy, or if it was going to be fast, everyone would do it, bro. To get value from things, I strongly believe that it has to be hard, it has to be difficult, you have to suffer. To get something good, you have to give something. And usually that comes in either stress tolerance or suffering or pain. Whatever it is, you need to give something to get something. So I don't think that I would even want to do it faster. Like now, all those, bro, I spend so many nights not sleeping, not eating, Whether it is, once again, going back to the fucking girls thing, whether it's from girls or business or life in general, I strongly believe that like success and good things come from this kind of suffering, and going through the suffering and going on to the other side. I wouldn't even want to do it faster, bro. I wouldn't want to do it. And I don't think there is a way to do it faster, because if you do it faster, fast fails, bro. That's my honest opinion. Fast fails. I want to do something that's going to surpass like time, So that's honestly how I would put it, really.
People want everything fast these days.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Everyone wants. That's why, like, you go on. If you go on Google now, how to get a six-pack, the first thing is fast. How do you get six-pack? Easy. How do you do this? Easy. How do you make $1 million? Easy. Bro, you don't do these things easy. If it was easy, fucking everyone would do it. Everyone would do it. And it's something I learned from as well. This guy that I'm hopefully going to be working with soon, and a really, really high-level guy. And he told me, like, listen, I don't want to make fast money. I want to make long-term, bro. Long-term wealth, not money. Same thing with fitness, same thing with your love life, same thing with you have to go through suffering, bro. If you don't go through suffering, you don't earn it. And if you go through this, you earn the benefits, you earn the pleasures in life, I feel, honestly. A bit deep, sorry.
No, it's totally right. And I'm looking at this question, the last question of this episode. And this could, like, not make or break the episode, but I believe that you can say how people want to remember you.
Okay.
The question is this. People hear your story on your deathbed. Okay. What do you want them to feel? Feel, not think about you. Feel.
It's deeper. So I'm on my deathbed.
Yes.
And people are hearing my story.
Yes.
Feel encouraged, bro. Encouraged, or I don't use the word motivation because it's a fucking stupid word in my opinion. Like, because nothing comes out of motivation, bro. It's all about discipline. But I would say encouraged that they can kind of win as well. Motivated is the right word. I really don't use it. Hopeful, like,
I think, yeah, hopeful.
Hopeful, man. Hopeful is a bit too passive. I
Hope
would say
for a better day. Like,
encouraged, bro. Encouraged is the good word. Like, to know, listen, no matter where you're starting from, and again, it's not like I lived in the fucking gutters, bro, you know, like I'm not some, and I've always told you this, I want to make it super clear, like I'm really humble about what I do. I don't think I'm anywhere near where I want to be, but it's good to look back from where you've come as well. And my dad tells me this as well. I don't do that often enough. I don't value where I've come. So I want to make it clear as well, like for people who are starting from nothing, bro, it's day one, you know. It's super cringe saying one day or day one, you know. But to be encouraged, bro, like listen, you can do it from anywhere.
I think it's cringe because it's so overused.
It is obvious, but it's fucking true.
But it's true.
It's super true, you know. Like you're gonna keep thinking about it, talking about it, you're gonna act on it. You know, I know a lot of people, bro, who can be better than me, you know, but they're not, you know. I know a lot of people who I know I'm better than them, but they started so much before me, you know, and they acted so much more, so that makes them better. But that's the word, encourage, bro, you know, like everyone can do it, bro, everyone.
Can I shake your hand?
Let's go. Good shit.
Thank you so much.
No
It
worries,
was a
brother.
pleasure having you here.
Same.
Super fun.
Same.
It turned out to be a really, really cool episode.
Yeah.
So I thought it would turn out like this, and it did. So I'm super happy for this.
Cool.
But before we end it all,
Uh-huh.
ask them to subscribe for us, because I ask a lot. I
Okay.
want my guests to ask them to
Okay.
subscribe.
So guys, go subscribe to Champions Connect.
It's free.
Instagram.
It's free.
It's fucking free, man.
It's a free button.
Everyone loves free value. So go subscribe to YouTube, follow on TikTok and Instagram.
Facebook, LinkedIn,
Facebook,
Twitter,
LinkedIn,
Threads.
Twitter, Threads,
Spotify,
fucking Spotify,
YouTube.
X, Twitter, both of them, even though they're one. Everything, YouTube, Spotify.
everything.
Boys.
So please, and before we end it all, number one, thank you for watching the episode. Like as well, comment on who you want to see next, and Edward will have his own segment on our website, www.teamchampionsconnect.com. Any last words?
Thank you. Real pleasure.
Thank you so much. And as always, Champions Connect out. Top.
Top. Well done. Good
Loved
shit.
it.
Good shit.